creepy Mark Carney and the Liberal Party have a real issue with control. They've done barely anything for the past 6 months since Carney was introduced. Tariffs remain at 35% on many of our major industries. Our economy's in the absolute shitter. 1.6% drop in our GDP, unprecedented for a G7 country with the natural resources of Canada. GDP per capita has now dropped 6 quarters in a row. And you know what Mark Carney is focused on? He's focused on having more and more control over the Canadian citizens. It's a real mental sickness that a lot of Liberals have. They don't seem to have read very much history and understand that the most effective, best governments are one that protect their citizens and stay out of their lives. The Liberal Party do the exact opposite of that. They want to get as far into your life as possible, their nose in everything, so that they can profit and they can control the population. Canadians have had enough of this junk. Right now, there are 3 bills in particular that Mark Carney is looking to pass quickly after finally returning from goddamn summer vacation on September 15th. Bill C2, Bill C4, Bill C63, which continue to stomp on our Charter of Rights and Freedoms and invade Canadians' personal space, even in a more extreme manner than what Justin Trudeau did. Bill C2, which is a 100-page bill, they always intentionally make these bills incredibly long in the hopes that citizens won't read through the whole entire thing, classifies every Canadian who has a computer as an electronic service provider. Every Canadian with a computer is an electronic service provider. And if the Canadian government and creepy Carney deem it in the national security interest, they can look at any Canadian's digital communication, any Canadian communications on their computer. It can be taken and it can be looked into if you are a digital service provider and it is the national security interest. This is more extreme than what the United States passed after 9/11, the Patriot Act. And I don't hear a peep on CBC, CTV about this creepy Bill C2. Bill C2 also would allow the federal government to access any Canadian's mail without notifying them should they deem it in the national security interest. So get ready for any digital communications you have, any mail that you're receiving. If creepy Mark Carney and the Liberal Party deem it in the national security interest, if Bill C2 passes, they will have the ability to access that information. Bill C4 retroactively absolves the Liberal Party of any responsibility for misuse of Canadians' data dating back to the year 2000. That's right, from 2025 to the year 2000, the past quarter of a century, the Liberal Party will be absolved of any misuse of the millions of pieces of data they have collected from Canadians. You would only pass a bill like this if you definitively knew you had time after time again abused Canadians' data. So they are saying carte blanche the past 25 years, any misuse on the millions of pieces of data that we've collected from Canadians, you're unable to go after us. You cannot submit an FOI request. It's true insanity. It is erasing the past and it's absolving the Liberals of any responsibility for any wrongdoing for the past 25 years. Bill C63 is the most extreme of them all, the so-called Online Safety Act, which is more extreme than what was just passed in the UK. The most extreme of all measures is the creation of a so-called Digital Safety Commission. This Digital Safety Commission would feature 10 unelected bureaucrats and an ombudsman. Great, just what we need in Canada. Our government is already 25% of our economy. It's all the growth in our economy. We're turning more and more communist every day, and they want more bureaucracies. It's pure insanity. The creation of a Digital Safety Commission in which any citizen can report another citizen, get this straight, not for anything they've done, not for anything they've said, but if they believe that they are likely to say something hateful in the future. I kid you not. The Digital Safety Commission is being created purely to collect reports from Canadian citizens tattling on other citizens, not that they've done anything, but that they believe they are likely to say something hateful in the future. This is Orwell on steroids. I don't even think Orwell could have dreamt this up. This is insanity. This is the most extreme imposition on free speech, if passed, that we've seen in the Western world. Get this straight. So another citizen complains that they believe you are likely to say something hateful in the future. That goes to the 10 unelected bureaucrats and the ombudsman. If they deem it likely enough you are going to say something hateful in the future, you can be put under house arrest, given an ankle bracelet, and have any of your guns confiscated. I kid you not. So for pre-crime in Canada, Bill C-63 passes, you're going to be able to be put under house arrest, given an ankle bracelet, and have any guns confiscated. This is a more extreme law than anything was even passed in Stalin's USSR. This is communism on steroids. Bill C-63, which they want to push to committee immediately, cannot be allowed to pass, or it is the end of free speech in Canada. They've already done everything they can to roll back any criticism of their insane immigration policies, which I'll get into later, but this cannot be allowed to pass. It also expands the definition of hate speech to so-called fomentation of detestation and vilification. My God, can you imagine how the Liberals are going to abuse this? They can serve you up with a lengthy prison term now if they deem it that you are fomenting detestation or vilification. Well, I've seen a hell of a lot of fomentation of detestation and vilification in our streets over the past 2 years. And the only thing the government seems to do with those people is roll the red carpet out for them. So we know exactly the types of people they're going after. They're going after anybody right of Trudeau they're going to say is a hate speaker. It's truly disgusting. If you ideologically line up with these people, you have carte blanche to say and do whatever the hell you want. Roll fake body bags on the ground, put fake blood on your hands, wear masks, yell the most vile things you've ever heard. But if you're not aligned with them, you have to shut your mouth or else you'll be thrown in prison. So expansion of hate speech, as well as the inclusion of any so-called, what the government deems incitement to genocide, getting a lifetime imprisonment. I kid you not. In Canada, if you so-called incite to genocide, again, I've heard a lot of vile speech from lefties, extremely vile speech from lefties that I've seen the red carpet rolled out by our government. But if you incite to genocide, you can be thrown in jail for life. This bill cannot be allowed to pass. Bill C-63 is more extreme than what they have in the UK. In the UK, they're already locking 30 people up a day, aiming for 12,000 people a year. Lucy Connolly, the stories are absolutely insane. Canada, we need to wake up. This is communism coming head on. Our government, you are not allowed to say the fact that 8 million immigrants in this country the past decade is unsustainable. It's the reason that we have the housing crisis. It's the reason we have a GDP per capita crisis. GDP goes up, GDP per capita continues to go down because 5 and 6 are low-skilled workers. 70,000 Canadians are dying needlessly a year because of our crumbling healthcare system. It's not racist, it's not xenophobic to say we do not have the infrastructure to withstand this many people, and you have to be allowed to criticize your government. Otherwise, Canada's so-called democracy is gone. If you no longer have the right to criticize your government, and the Canadian government is as worthy of criticism as any government in the goddamn world, the way they have bungled such an incredible opportunity, second largest landmass, some of the most incredible natural resources, liquefied natural gas all over the place, the way they have bungled it for GDP per capita to fall 6 months in a row, 6 quarters in a row in Canada, is malevolent. It's crazy. The Canadian people need to stand up, say enough is enough. You are not going to trample on my Charter of Rights and Freedoms anymore. I'm hosting a rally this Saturday, September 13th, noon, Parliament Hill. Please like, share, let everybody know. I want to get thousands of patriotic Canadians out on Parliament Hill saying enough to this disgusting government. Saturday, September 13th, noon, Parliament Hill. Please like, share, hit join, become a member if you're interested in supporting, help shape this movement from the ground up. And if you're watching on TikTok, make sure you're following on YouTube as well, because I'm over 14,000 subscribers and the Canadian government is not a big fan of dissidents. Canadian patriots are going to take this country back.